Hi, this is Angie with my Cricut Closet. This is my third video in my Cricut Craft Room series. My first video we covered the basics of Cricut Craft Room, just the layout of the program, how to open, save, delete, and rename projects. We covered the drawer area down here with the images and overlay tabs. We covered some of the options over here on the left hand side of your screen. In our second video we covered adding images to your mat, and today we're going to cover this toolbar here at the top. We're not going to cover everything, but we are going to cover some of the items in there. Let's just look at those real quick. Okay, zoom in on a little bit. We've got tools, undo and redo. We have our real and relative size button, which I'm going to click on that now, relative size. We've got zoom in and out. Text, which we aren't going to cover today because I'm going to do a separate video for that. We've got our cut, copy, and paste options, group and ungroup, and we have some flipping options here, front and back, delete, and then of course over here we have our width and height and our XY axis. So let's go ahead and get started. There we go. Our first button over here says Tools. When you click on that, all that does is get rid of this toolbar over here on the left hand side. Or if there's a little button over here, you can click on that to open and close that toolbar. Okay, and while we're at it, over here my options, I have my project set to default machine is Cricut Expression, so you can see your expression mat up here. My mat size is 12 by 12, and you can go here again and change the name of your file. You can rename your project. Okay, and then Craft Room, I've got my measuring units set to inches, my dial size is set to 3. I have the show image, imagine images turned off, my matte layers is turned off, but I am going to turn on my fill mode. I've been using that a lot more lately, and with the images on the screen it just shows up a little bit better when they're colored in. So I'm going to go ahead and get an image put up here. Nice little scalped circle. I've got my overlay view set, my filter set to bookmark so it only shows the cartridges that I own, and I've got my Winter Woodland cartridge open. I absolutely love this cartridge. My friend Angie turned me onto it, and I am just loving it. Okay, so after our tools we have our undo and redo button, and that's just pretty self-explanatory. You can move something and hit undo and it'll put it right back, or redo, and you can undo multiple times. So if I get in here and I start playing with this and I just completely lose what I want, I can click on undo multiple times and get it right back to the shape that I want it. Okay, and then of course redo, I can click on that and do the same thing. Alright, my next button is the relative dial size, and I've got that turned on. Let me go ahead and close this drawer a little bit. Alright, so with my dial size set to 3 and my relative size turned on, when I click on this main image, this is the main image, it's going to cut out at 3 inches. The difference is when I click on layers, and I have this little snowflake, and I click on that, that's going to come onto the mat proportionate to this size. Because what you do with this little layer is layer that on top of your circle, right there in the middle. I don't know why you can see that on the mat or on the screen, but so this cuts out about 2 inches, so it'll layer nicely on here. So the difference between that and real dial size, I'll just turn my real dial size button on, and I will add those same images back so you can see the difference. So here's my main image, and as you can see, it's 3 inches. Click on my layers, add my snowflake, and instead of being 2 inches, it is 3 inches as well. So it'll cut your layers out to the real dial size, so it'll actually do this dial size instead of proportionate, so that you can layer your items, because now the snowflake's not going to layer on here. So that's the real difference between real and relative size. I'm going to put my relative size back on. And probably the only time you're really going to want to use that real dial size is if you want your small layers that to print out at a certain size. Okay, and so our next is a zoom in and out. So you can zoom your mat in and out. So you can get real close up, or if you want to see your whole mat, you can do that as well. I like having mine about here. I like the default setting. I guess I'm just used to that. And so the next one we have our text button, which we're not going to cover today. I want to do a separate video just on text because we can do a lot with that. Alright, and then we have our cut, copy, and paste buttons. And so I can cut, I've got this snowflake down here selected. I can just cut that. Come over here and cut this one. Or I can copy and paste. So I have an exact duplicate. Okay, and if you're familiar with Word or Excel or any other programs like that, the copy and paste is not probably new to you. Alright, so the next items are grayed out right now, and it's the group and ungroup. There's a couple of ways you can actually group your items, and I'm going to use these two snowflakes. First way you can group them is just to left click on your mouse and drag a box around the items. Now you can see that box that was just the single box is now around both items, and now we can move those together. And you can make them different sizes, and you can do all the different things with those. Okay, but when you click off and you try to click back on again, they are separate again. So it's just kind of a temporary grouping. Now if you want that to be a little bit more permanent, you're going to click off on left click again, drag your box around them. They're grouped together, and then you're going to click up here on group. And now when you click off and click back on, they're still together. So you can edit them however you want. And again, you can just click on ungroup to ungroup them, and now they're separate. Okay, for the next button, I am going to delete these and bring another image up. Let's see. Open our drawer up a little bit more. Oh, this will be a good one to use. Okay, here we have our little decorative image with a little holly leaf up here. We can flip that left and right. Let me copy and paste. So now we have another one. And we can flip that around. Okay? Or we can also flip it the other way. So that'll come in handy. And the front and back we're not going to use on this video. And the delete button just is going to help you delete an item. Okay, well that's all I wanted to show you on this video today. I have another video coming up. It's going to be on the text boxes. And then also another video I'm going to use, I'm going to show you some of these. I just want to do a little bit more in depth with those items. So I hope you enjoyed watching today. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions or anything that you'd like to see a video on, please feel free to leave a comment. And you can also visit my blog at www.mycricutcloset.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching.